Imagine, if you will, the Knights of the Round Table, but not as you've ever seen them before. Picture a grand hall filled with noble knights, their armor gleaming in the flickering torchlight. Now take that image and twist it just a bit. The noble steeds, those mighty beasts that carry our gallant knights into battle, are now being ridden backwards. Yes, you heard that right. Backwards. And as you can imagine, it's not going as smoothly as the knights might have hoped. Between the clanging of armor and the whinnying of confused horses, the spectacle is nothing short of hilarious. But the hilarity doesn't end there. There's a knight, let's call him Sir Laughs-A-Lot. He's decided to show off his dancing skills. He's created a dance so absurd, so outlandishly funny, that even the most stoic of knights can't help but chuckle. Imagine a fully armored knight trying to do a jig while keeping his helmet from falling off. It's a sight to behold. Now, you might be thinking that these knights have lost their minds, but let me assure you, this is all in good fun. It's a show of camaraderie, of brotherhood. In the harsh world of the Middle Ages, where danger lurks around every corner, these knights find joy in the ridiculous. They laugh in the face of danger, they dance with the shadow of death. Their spirit, their camaraderie, it's contagious. It fills the hall with a warmth that no fire can provide. And it's not just about laughter. These antics, as ridiculous as they may seem, serve a purpose. They remind the knights and everyone else in the court that life is not all about battles and bloodshed. It's about living, about finding joy in the most unexpected places. They remind us that even in the darkest of times there is always room for a little silliness, for a little fun. And thus the knights, in their unique manner, brought mirth and laughter to the court. Now, let's shift our focus to the court jester, the king's personal comedian. This individual, clad in a motley attire, was the king's source of amusement and laughter, a bright spark amid the solemnity of the court. The court jester, with his bizarre jokes and antics, was indeed a spectacle to behold. His jests were not always well received by the king, but they certainly amused others. He was a master of wit and satire, and his jests often revealed truths that others dared not voice. His antics were as varied as they were unexpected. He could juggle flaming torches, tumble across the room, or even mimic the nobles with an exaggerated air of pompousness. One day the jester decided to push the boundaries of his humor. He concocted a joke so audacious, so outrageous, that it would either elevate him to the heights of comedic glory, or send him spiraling into the depths of disgrace. He took a deep breath, stepped into the spotlight, and delivered his punchline. The court fell silent. The king's face turned a shade of purple that matched his royal robes. The nobles gasped, the ladies blushed, and the knights struggled to suppress their laughter. The jester had done it. He had delivered a joke so scandalous, so provocative, that it sent shockwaves through the court. But then, the unexpected happened. A ripple of laughter broke out among the courtiers. It grew louder, spreading like wildfire through the grand hall. The king, taken aback by the reaction, found himself chuckling along. The jester had not only survived his audacious jest, but had also managed to entertain the entire court in the process. The jester, with his uncanny ability to upset the king, yet delight the court, was indeed a paradox of his time. His antics and jests served as a reminder that even in the somber world of court politics and royal duties, there was always room for laughter and levity. And in the face of potential disaster, the jester's humor had proven to be his saving grace. As the sun sets, the grand feast begins, but this is no ordinary feast. Imagine a banquet hall filled with the boisterous laughter of knights and nobles, a cacophony of sounds that could only mean one thing: the feast has commenced. But prepare yourself, dear listener, for this is no ordinary banquet. This is a feast that would have Emily Post spinning in her grave, a banquet of boorishness, a symphony of slobbery. In this grand spectacle, the guests are the performers, each flaunting their unique and, dare I say, innovative interpretations of table manners. A knight, emboldened by the spirits, performs an impressive solo, a fart that echoes through the hall, much to the amusement of his comrades. It's a symphony of flatulence, a concerto of crudeness, and it's all part of the show. And then there's the food. Oh, the food! Picture a knight, his face smeared with gravy, as he chews with a gusto that sends chunks of meat flying across the table. He then spits out a bone, a projectile that narrowly misses a court lady, who squeals in surprise. The knight merely grins, seemingly proud of his aim. But why let the humans have all the fun? Dogs wander freely around the table, their tails wagging in joy as they're fed scraps from the table. A hardy knight tosses a bone to his faithful hound, who catches it mid-air, much to the delight of the onlookers. It's a sight that would have any etiquette teacher weeping into their handkerchief. But it's not all bad, really. Amidst the burping and the belching, the spitting and the splattering, there's laughter, there's camaraderie, there's joy. It's a reminder that even in the grimmest of times, there's room for humor, for silliness, for a little bit of foolishness. Indeed, a feast of fools it was, a spectacle of hilarity amidst the grossness. Now, beneath the laughter and merriment, lurked a grim reality. A reality where every chuckle, every jest, every joust, every feast was tinged with the shadow of potential doom. Yes, we're talking about the harsh, unforgiving world of the Middle Ages. Picture this: you're a simple peasant toiling in the fields from dawn to dusk. One day you accidentally step on a knight's shiny new armor. Before you know it, you're being hauled off to the gallows. Not exactly a walk in the park, is it? Or perhaps you're a court jester. You've spent weeks perfecting a new joke, a real knee slapper. You deliver the punchline with gusto, only to be met with stony silence from the king. Uh-oh. That's your head on the chopping block, literally. And let's not forget the king's subjects, his esteemed guests. They might seem like they're having a grand old time, feasting like there's no tomorrow. But one misplaced fart, one ill-timed spit of food, and it's curtains. But wait, let's not get too morose. This is the Middle Ages we're talking about after all. Even death had a humorous side. Picture a peasant led to the gallows for some minor transgression. As the noose tightens, he lets out a fart so loud it echoes through the square. The crowd erupts in laughter, the executioner loses his grip, and the peasant, well, he lives to fart another day. Or imagine a court jester about to be beheaded for a joke gone wrong. As the axe comes down, he yells out, "Wait, I forgot the punchline." The crowd roars, the king chuckles, and the jester, he gets a stay of execution. In the face of such dire consequences, humor served as the people's armor, their shield against the harshness of their times. Even in the darkest corners of the Middle Ages, laughter rang out, a defiant salute to the fragility of life, because when the stakes are this high, the only thing left to do is laugh. And laugh they did, turning the grim reality into a grand spectacle of humor and absurdity. As we journey back from our medieval escapade, let's reflect on the role of humor. A knight riding his steed backward, a jester's absurd antics, or a feast that turns into a symphony of ill manners. These instances of humor, though seemingly bizarre, were crucial elements of medieval life. In an era marked by harsh realities and grim outcomes, humor served as a beacon of relief. Picture this. You're a peasant in the 14th century. Your day-to-day survival hinges on the whims of a moody king or an easily offended knight. In such a precarious existence, a hearty laugh or a well-placed jest could be the key to another day of life. Humor was the medieval folks' antidote to the omnipresent dread of displeasing the powers that be. It was their coping mechanism, a way to make light of their harsh realities, to find joy in the face of adversity. The court jester didn't just entertain, he provided a much-needed respite from the relentless seriousness of court life. This is not to say that humor was merely a tool for survival. It was also a form of entertainment, a communal experience that brought people together, creating bonds of camaraderie and shared enjoyment. Fast forward to today, and you'll find that humor still holds a pivotal role in our lives. It continues to be our refuge from stress, our bridge over troubled waters, and our universal language of connection. It's a testament to its enduring power that we still laugh at the antics of medieval jesters in cartoons, movies, and yes, YouTube videos. So, remember, a good laugh could have saved your neck in medieval times, and it can certainly brighten your day today. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such amusing takes on history. Also, grab your free ebook on medieval memes at this link. Until next time, keep your humor sharp and your laughter loud.